See, we just like,
Is it going to stay? Because there is some hip thrusting.
yeah.
So, there's a lot of it. So.
All right. Hey, if my mic falls, I may stop it. All right, let's try it again. Hit it.
Oh my goodness, guys. I'm so sorry you had to see that. Oh my goodness. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, anyway, I have to show you something. It's not actually totally, completely related to that, but it's, well, yes, it is. All right. Yeah, it is related to that. We, the American people and the whole world, have been in an MK Ultra mind control experiment for years. And I'm going to share a few things with you today along the lines of that little clip that I showed you. You guys remember that. You know, it's Joan Rivers that did that kind of exposing, and then she ends up passing away mysteriously. Can we talk? Can we talk? Yeah, everybody knows that she's, you know. Well, yeah, everybody knows, but maybe you weren't supposed to say anything. Maybe she was supposed to tell, but it did seem a little odd that she ended up just disappearing. However, there's a whole lot more to the story. Now let's get into it right here. Oh boy, it's a beautiful day. It's raining cats and dogs out here in Alabama. Hope you're having a wonderful day where you are. Guys, you heard about this Brittany Griner? Well, I got a picture that I want to show you here in just a minute. And the picture is what caused me to ask the question, is she a he? So I looked it up. It says, is Brittany Griner? Yeah, one of those things. And why was she arrested? So then first thing I did, I took a look at the picture and I'm like, looks like she might not be too feminine. Just saying, you know, right there where that, looks like a 5-starred star. And yeah, I don't see anything there. But it says the answer to the question is Brittany Griner might be coming to mind. First, let's find out what's true about a few things. Brittany Yvette Griner is an American pro basketball player for the Phoenix Mercury of the Women's National Basketball Association. She was born on October 18th, 1990. Brittany went to college in Waco and played basketball for the Bayer Lady Bears. All right, so if she's really a boy, she'd been pulling this off for a while, because when she was in college, she played for the girl team. She is the only player in the NCAA to have both scored 2,000 points and blocked 500 shots. Well, now that doesn't help me feel secure about her being a girl, because if she was just a girl like all the other girls, why is it she's breaking all these records? I don't know, just a question. Sorry, guys. Questions I have. In recent times, you have heard about the news that Brittany Griner is a Transgender, but is it really true? Or people are spreading rumors? Why would they do that? Why would anybody think that if maybe there weren't some truth to it? I don't know. Just asking questions. So, it says, please read the article. Who is Brittany? All right, played for the Lady Bears. And she went to college. La-di-da-di-da. It said Brittany Griner, who is 31 years old, is not. However, in an interview on February 11, 2013, she came out as a lesbian. Now, think about this, guys. If this is really a boy, we've got all kinds of stuff going on here, a lot of red flags. First of all, she's playing for this team as a girl. She's breaking all the records as a girl, playing like a boy, looks like a boy. But no, she's not a boy. And in fact, she's not even a girl. She's a lesbian. Wow, this goes really, really deep, because not only is she not a, thingy, they're adamant about trying to pretend she's not. So what is the point there? Like with Michelle, they tried to say she wasn't, or, well, I don't know, they didn't deny it, but it's like they never introduced her as a, they didn't publicly say she was. So, says she is very passionate about working with kids to raise awareness about bullying, especially against LGBT. Okay, so her life passion is to promote LGBT. She looks like a boy, but no, she's just a lesbian. The psyop goes very deep. So, look at this. It says, from 2009 to 2013, Griner was one of the best players of the Bayer University Lady Bears basketball team. Since the 2013 draft, she has played for the Phoenix Mercury. During the off-season, she also played basketball in China and Russia. Now, think about this, guys. She's playing in China and Russia. They're promoting her to this extent. So why, when they promote people, do they always pick individuals with a controversy running around about their sex? Then we find out that they had this trade with Russia. CBS News was the first to report Thursday morning about her release was negotiated in exchange for the release of a Russian arms dealer, Victor Bout, who is known as the Merchant of Death. So our country found her to be so valuable, right, because she plays sports? No, because she's a symbol of this liberal, whatever you want to call it, the delusion that they're trying to spread around the world. So they couldn't have this icon, this deity, that all the children are supposed to look up to this girl. They want to be like her. Well, they couldn't let her waste away in a Russian jail. Remember, the Russians and the Americans are all in on it. The KGB, the CIA, they're all run by the Bavarians. So they staged the whole thing anyway. But she's so important as this idol for the children, so that they will all go out and learn how to, do whatever she's doing, that they trade her for this crazy, violent criminal, the Merchant of Death. So that's one thing that she's got going for her. Oh, by the way, in this article about Brittany Griner, they show this picture. People that actually exist. Somehow I'm not even sure that's a real picture. But I think it's kind of interesting that they put that picture in here. It's like it's a freak show. That's what we're interested in. So put a commercial about freaks. I don't want to disparage this young child if this is a real person, but I'm saying, forgive me, what I'm trying to say is that, are they acknowledging that this is a freak show? Anyway, so now let me show you another picture, which kind of proves that she might actually be a he. Not saying it's proof, but I think it's pretty darn close. Take a look at this. Alright, now, that is Griner with her shirt off. She's playing basketball. According to the caption, I found this on Facebook, they say this is Griner. But when you look at her face, it's pretty hard to deny that it is actually Brittany Griner. But if you'll look down below the wing disc, yeah, there's a lot of symbolisms, religious symbolisms. Why would young people be putting all of this esoteric symbolism all over their body? I don't know. I'm just asking questions here, guys. Was she steeped into this wisdom, knowledge, teachings from the time she was born? Did they have these? Anyway, so, but looking beneath the wing there, as you'll notice, there is no visible evidence of femininity. And it doesn't look like any scars, like it was removed or anything as well, or either. So, yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, and I think I'm a little suspicious. I don't know about you. But now, let me show you exhibit number B. So I looked up this on the internet, and they did, well, first thing I saw was this. It says, Transgender celebs. You need to know. Well, I knew that Caitlyn, or Bruce, shall we say. I know him as Bruce. And when I look at him, I see Bruce with some implants and a wig and some lipstick. But then there was this other lady, Laverne Cox, that I didn't know anything about. Of course, I don't watch TV much, so I don't know these people. But the first one is this Elliot Page. Don't know him, her. But I start to notice that some of these may have decided because they were more a little manually or like if that was a boy, he kind of looks feminine a little bit because maybe he's a small frame. Maybe he decided he didn't look manly enough and he thought maybe I'd rather be a girl. I don't know. Zaya Wade, I don't even know which one's the Wade, but I suspect it's the one in the green. Lena Bloom, yeah. To me, it's actually kind of disgusting because when I look at that, what looks like a woman, when I look into the face, now I understand why they have these different genders. Because you can't say she and you can't say he. It's an it. Is that what they're saying, you know? A who, a they, an it. Pretty appropriate. Maybe it is an it. But, look, I don't want to make fun of a human being. I know they're human beings, and I love all human beings. But the delusion is getting strong, and it's not a good thing. It's deceiving people and making them mentally ill because, and it's outrageous. You're walking along and you see a woman and you think it's a woman and you go and ask her on a date and it's really a man. I mean, this could cause a lot of trouble. But it's also kind of interesting because, well, straight people, I think, I can speak for them because I am straight, we aren't just like it's not like just we'd rather be with the opposite sex. It's part of who we are morally, but I mean internally. Like, if a man ever touched me in that way, it would make me more than upset. Okay, I would be literally angry. And I know that there might even be some Christians out there that would say, Dave, now, that ain't Christian-like. You're supposed to love everybody. I love them in the Lord, agape, but I certainly do not appreciate being deceived in that manner because for me, that kind of thing feels very, very wrong and disgusting. And even though they're not, shall we say, R-A-P-E in me, still, it feels like we've been violated when we see someone and we kind of think, oh, there's an attractive woman, and boom, find out that this person is lying and deceiving about they're not just putting on makeup, you know, deceiving us as what they look like. I mean, people do that every day, and we get away with that. We run around with masks on. But it's not even their sex that they're hiding, in my opinion. It feels like they're hiding their soul. It feels like they're a demon peering outside of a human, like they've been taken over by some nonsense. Like I'm running around with zombies all around me. It doesn't look to me like these are just people that are expressing themselves. But anyway, I digress. So, and then another one, I don't know any of these people. Cataluna Enriquez. You know, I mean, if they didn't go and have some body mutilation or transformation, if you will, with a doctor, implants and all this kind of thing, this could never happen. Men cannot pass for women unless there is some sort of surgery, right? So it's a fraud on so many levels because now we're introducing science into it. Even the doctors who are supposed to be there to keep us healthy, and this is certainly not healthy, not even physically healthy, but worse, it's mentally unhealthy. It's a mental illness that people are, I don't know, perpetuating and encouraging. Some of these people end up committing suicide. This is very dangerous. Our society is going downhill very fast. Laverne Cox, don't know her, him. India Moore. Well, that sure looks like a girl. But evidently it's not. Hunter Schaefer. Again, looks an awful lot like a girl. But I guess it's not. Laura Jane Grace. Yeah, that one is just blatantly ridiculous. It looks like it's just a man that's now decided he's a girl, but it's just a man. There's no difference. It don't even look like there's any surgery. Valentina Sampio. That's just crazy that a young boy could look completely like a girl, but obviously some surgery's been done there. Peppermint. Wow. Janet Mock. Appropriate. She's mocking something, you know. And then there's Caitlyn Jenner. Old Bruce. Like, I don't even know how, when they deform themselves like this, they can end up going out and finding someone, like a soulmate or anything, and anybody would somehow find that attractive to be deceived. Like, oh yeah, I look like a girl, but I'm really a boy. Haha, surprise. Well, like, what were you looking for? If you like the fact that I look like a girl, and you want to date me, but I'm actually a boy, then isn't that some sort of fraud? It doesn't make sense. Now, I have to tell you, this Sonny Bono and Cher's son, Chaz Bono, looks like, I don't know whether it's drugs, surgery, but this guy looks so much like a man. Yeah, it's quite amazing. Jazz Jennings. And this one's like, they're just playing with us, right? Like, what would some old lady who's not going to have sex with anybody ever for obvious reasons? There's no, just some old person, right? That's not even probably able to walk without a crutch or a wheelchair. I don't know. I'm kidding. But, I mean, this person looks like 80, right? And wrinkles and gray hair and saggy everything. And yet, somehow or another, they want to run around and pretend they're another sex or something. Why? What's the point? What really is the point? I think they probably, probably paid this man to do this. Because there's no way that anyone would do this on purpose. But then I noticed the name, Rachel Levine. Remember that video we did yesterday? We talked about Anton LaVey, and we said that is a Levite priest, and that is what this Aaronic Levitical priesthood really is. It's Satanism. It's some kind of plot. Well, they're all, so you wonder, why are these people, what is this, 1 or 2% of the population of the world's crazy? Right? Now we're making all these rules in Parliament and Congresses and everything to sort of accommodate this fringe that none of us ever wanted to accommodate. But now we have to. We just have to. There's this 1 or 2% of the population. We've got to accommodate them and change our laws and teach it to our children. But you see, who is this 1 or 2 or 3%? Well, it's these people, these Bavarians, all of them. They're all putting on a show. I mean, they get, once in a while, they'll get a little bit of a Whoopi Goldberg in there, right? Just because they paid them a lot of money or they married into it or whatever. But it's this family. They're the ones that's running around with their trophies. Oh, look at how well we did at the Oscars. Well, now they want to be boxers, right? Vladimir Klitschko, heavyweight champion. They want to be the best basketball players, the best runners, the best swimmers. They get to be it all. We all stand there and clap and, oh, look at their deities. We're just worshiping them. They're so wonderful. Oh, and now we've got to grovel over the fact that they're some sort of its. They're not even he's or she's, they're its. Oh, it's so wonderful. Roll out the red carpet for these people. But, yeah, Assistant Secretary for Health, I think this person probably claims transgenders just so she could get into the government as the Secretary of Health, because they're promoting this abnormality, this mental illness, and they want people in government to represent this, to teach the children. I mean, think about Obama and Michelle. Way back when we used to be so surprised about Michelle and everybody was throwing those pictures around. Even though I saw what looked to be proof and evidence that this was a gender person, my mind just didn't want to believe it. I go, well, maybe she's not. Maybe she's a she, But now when I look back, I realize, no, there's almost no way it's possible in my mind now that Michelle Obama is a woman. Because they didn't go out and deny it. I don't hear any of them saying, no, she's not transgender. That's a real woman. And they show some pictures and prove it or something. I mean, why would they have to prove it? Because everybody's speculating, everybody, and nobody said anything. But when I think about how they were trying to manipulate the world and they're creating this mental delusion all over the world, it seems about right that they would put this delusion as president in. Sort of a way to make the poor of the world, shall we say, or the underprivileged, or, I know a lot of you don't like when I say minority, because they're not really a minority anymore. But, and so, I don't know, there's just phrases and words people don't like. The African American community have always been known for being poor because they were kept in that category. They were persecuted. It was a racist thing. Yes, it was. I guarantee that these Bavarians are all racist, and they're not going to, I think it's very sad that Obama sold out his entire culture and his whole, sold the whole world out, right? Maybe with the agreement that he was going to get to be one of the elite and go with them into the New World Order. Honestly, I think when the New World Order, their plans for this New World Order, once it is implemented, all of these individuals that are not of their group, let's put it that way, I have to be careful what I say, like they're not Bavarians, they'll all be relegated, either a slave position in the New World Order, or they will just get rid of them. They're only using these poor people, like Whoopi, right? Filling her head full of all kinds of ridiculousness and giving her a position on The View or whatever in movies and stuff. Remember, Whoopi, her name is Goldberg. Okay, so she married into him. How far will that take her? I don't know. But people are willing to do anything, say anything, believe anything, even to the point where they're willing to get down and take away their own true DNA, their own identity. And instead of embracing who they are and advancing their own identity into the, the way of the truth and in the light. Because how can we be truly happy as someone else It's only an illusion. Ultimately, it's going to cause a lot or a great deal of confusion and depression. So, saying that I cannot be happy unless I am a turtle, but you're not a turtle, then when you face reality and you find out you're not a turtle, you can't be happy. It must be very, very, very difficult to finally come to a place where you have to live your entire life either behind a mask, as a lie, pretending to the world that you are something but where you're really not. Now, if this is just if this whole gender, LGBT or whatever thing is just a fashion show, if that's all it is, it has nothing to do with who you really are. They really are boys when they're born boys, right? They're just trying to dress up like a girl. This is just a fashion show. This is just some kind of a show and tell, and let's pretend. We're like little children, we're just pretending. If that's all it is, then you could imagine, well, one day they'll wake up and they'll go back to reality. The problem is they've got surgery done. They've altered their entire being. They've taken drugs. They might even be harming themselves physically, aging much faster. They're not going to ever find their soulmate when they're young. It's when you probably should look for your soulmate or somebody that you would fall in love with and spend the rest of your life with, but you can't because you're trying to pretend to be something else. So this is destroying people on a level that's not just for the temporary, but it could be destroying their life into the distant future. I mean, I'm sure once we die, we come back in another body, we can start all over again. And the Lord certainly is loving and He has a plan for all of us. But on a worldwide scale, I mean, trust me, guys, it's not just transgenderism. But this is one of the most obnoxious, harmful psyops that they're playing. Although I suppose the war and the 2-year thing and all of that doesn't fall far behind. But it is the greatest psyop that not only has ever occurred in the universe, but I hope to my Father in heaven is the last time, because it is pernicious. Lana Wachowski. Okay, there's another Owski. Why are all these individuals, like, look, if they didn't really believe in their own ridiculousness, these Owskis and Bergs, if they didn't really believe it, they wouldn't go so far as to get surgery, would they? When they get up and they hold their award in front of them and have these tears running down their face and they're accepting their Grammy, they really are happy to get these awards for their fakeness. Like, oh yeah, I didn't really win, but I'm so thankful for all the elite who pretend that I am winning and that pretend that I am something that I'm not. And, oh, thank you for saying that I'm so talented, when really we didn't find out just how talented the rest of the peasants are. Only us elite ones get to be famous and show off our skills. So I'm just weeping because I'm so proud of myself for doing nothing. See, they couldn't possibly do that. They couldn't, they're deceiving themselves. No, it must be that they are completely and totally deceived. And woe for those doing this to our children, but woe unto those who are being sucked into this and being deceived, because I think it's going to take an entire lifetime to work their way out of this deception. It's unbelievable to me. Lily Wachowski. What? There's another Owski here? This one is Alana Wachowski. What are they? Sisters? Twins? Lily Wachowski. Tracy Lysett. That's a boy? Wow, they get some great doctors, some plastic surgeons, don't they? Sophie. Harry Neff. A hairy Neff. Yeah, that actually looks like a boy. I think some of them want to look like half boy, half girl, half squirrel or something, you know. It really is. Look, I don't mean to be mean, but honestly, somebody needs to say something. Valentin de Hing. What? I don't even know how to say it. Like Elon Musk naming his kid some kind of nothing, like just some letters that can't be pronounced or some numbers. I don't know what they named their kid. Ridiculous. Lily Elby? What is this, from the vaudeville days? What, the 1700s or something? What? They had those back then? Andrija Petchik. Woo, look at that hair. Wow. See, I think it is fashion, right? She's walking down the aisle, you know, wearing this fancy clothes and her hair all done and like, yeah, and swinging her hips, but it's all just make-believe. Australia. Boy, all these Australians have just been, oh my goodness, they're just swallowing their brains whole, eating them for dinner over there. Balian Bushbaum? Ha! Which one's the girl and which one? I don't know. I don't even want to know. Christine Jorgensen? I don't know these people, guys. Alexis Arquette. Oh, Arquette. That's a famous name. Oh my goodness. Wow. Candace Kane. Kane? Really, Kane? Renee Richards? Really? So she's playing tennis as a girl, but she's really a boy? Well, I imagine she wins every match. Caroline Cosey? Oh my goodness. I don't even know who these people are. Fallon Fox? Seriously? That's a boy. Leah T? Jenna Telakova? Isis King? Gia Goon? Huh. Alex Blue Davies? Look, I don't know any of these people. I don't know whether I need to go through all these people. Patty Harrison? Chella Mann? I guess that's a girl. Oh, yeah, you can see the scars where they ripped off her. Yeah. So sad. Charlie Jane Anders? Charlie? He's keeping his masculine name? I don't know. Brian Michael Smith? Dominique Jackson? Elliot Fletcher? By the way, what does it mean to have an earring on your left earlobe? Let's forget all this. I got to ask that question now. So, yeah, there is the heavyweight champion of the world from Ukraine, right? Another big, I don't know, psyop, right? And, okay, here's the odd thing. He's probably got a lot of money. He could go to the dentist or something and have the little gap between his teeth. He could have that fixed, but he likes that. He don't mind that, right? And so he kind of butches his hair, but he's got a little ponytail on the top. And I think, well, he's just some sort of warrior paint, right? Or I don't know what it is, but it looks funny to me, right? Notice in his ear, I believe that's his left ear, he's got a little blue earring. I was always told that might mean, you're swinging both ways or something. But then I heard, well, he's married. So I thought, I wonder if he's a transgender. He's a heavyweight champ. He just beat this guy at 6'7", Anthony Joshua, a muscle builder, 6'7", and this guy's 6'3", and he's not very big, right? He's not a big guy like Anthony Joshua, and yet they claim he beat him in a heavyweight boxing match twice. Although I watched the last one and I don't think he actually won. But is this one gender too? Do they got a girl now going in and knocking down these big, huge, giant heavyweight boxers? So I looked into it, and I'm a little bit confused because it says that if you have a piercing on your right ear only, you're gay. If it's on your left ear, you're straight. Okay. Why would anybody straight want to put an earring on their left side, right? If they're not gay, somebody could confuse you. First of all, a man wearing jewelry, like earring jewelry, that kind of thing, for most straight guys means you're a little, effeminate. Because guys aren't supposed to wear a lot of makeup or a lot of jewelry on their, like earrings and necklaces and everything. I know they wear chains around their neck and stuff like that, manly things, but a little flashy, looks like the one he's got is some sort of precious stone, the purple or some color blue. I don't know what kind of stone it is. But it doesn't look masculine at all. So my question is, does it secretly mean you're a swinger or you like parties? Like, I'm sexual, but I'm not necessarily gay. Or does it possibly mean, hey, I'm not gay, but I got an earring on my other side, which means I might switch. Look, I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, no, Dave. If it's in your left ear, then you're straight. Period. Okay. That, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. To me, it's kind of like saying, well, now, if a guy wears a dress, then that's too effeminate and you'd be run out of town. People laugh at you. So I don't wear dresses. I wear pantsuits. And, you see these crazy, like, effeminate guys with their little pinky, sticking up, as they're walking, kind of like swagging around their hips and just kind of being effeminate. But see, I don't do that. I'm a man. So I take my left pinky and I stick it up in the air, and instead of rotate my hips around this way, see, I rotate it the other way. So that way, you see, I ain't no effeminate. I'm a real man. Oh, buddy. To me, it just does not make a lick of sense. If a man wants to look like a man, you put some pants on, right? Maybe, I don't know, grow a beard. But, you certainly don't just hold up your pinky as long as it's a left pinky and not the right pinky. Just saying. Because I just don't know especially if you're a heavyweight boxer and you're trying to look manly. I mean, what's the point? Why do you want those big muscles? Because you want to look Well, of course, the women have got big muscles now, too. I just watched a fight with these two girls, Brittany something Bridges or something. This girl, she's a porn star, for one, right? And, and I'm just waiting for one of those things to pop, right? Right in the middle of a boxing match, right? Just, and they got to go through the rest of the fight with one side, I'm sorry. Sorry about the visualization there. But look, it does come to mind when I'm watching this Bridges girl boxing. But I was trying to say she fights like a man. I mean, I couldn't believe. I'm looking at some of these, and they've definitely taken steroids or some kind of drugs. So the world really is crazy, just about everything you can think. I don't think that Alexander Usyk is really a gender, but who knows? And is it a psyop that they parade somebody out there, like Obama and Michelle, they just happen to become president and she just happens to be gender? Is there anything that's just coincidental? That somehow or another right now we're going to have this big fight in March or April for the heavyweight champion, unification of the world between Tyson Fury, he's 6'9", he's British, and this little 6'3" boxer that's effeminate, wearing a little ponytail and an earring, and he's from Ukraine. I'm sitting there looking at something. There's no way that Tyson Fury could lose this fight. He's a good boxer. He's way bigger. Nobody's ever beat him. Are they really going to have this psyop in March or April where this little Ukrainian whoops this huge giant and he's effeminate and he's got the little earring? I don't know, guys, but the delusion is getting so thick, I can't even interpret it anymore. The only interpretation, I think the reason we don't have a real clear interpretation of all this is because they're hiding it. The people that would object to this don't even know about it. And they're all running around, they're not telling us. It can't be what they're saying, that if you wear an earring in your left ear, that means you're straight. Because nobody who's going to wear, no man's going to wear an earring is going to be straight. That's what I'm, anyway, at least in my mind. So then, guys, I found this. This is ESPN. And it says Brittany Griner opens up and bears all. I guess there's a magazine, an ESPN body issue. I kind of clicked on something and it looked like this kind of naked, they don't like show you centerfolds, but they're naked, maybe they hide a body part with their hand or something, from what I can tell. But it's a basically nude photo shoot. And I thought, oh my goodness, so how's she going to get around this? Well, she's not. People who watched it say, or saw it, say that she's a MAN. Let me show you. It says, on her body, she says, I describe myself as athletically lanky. I want to show people that I'm comfortable in my body, and I don't mind putting it on display. Honestly, I like how unique it is. My big arms, my bigger hands, those long legs. I love being different. If everybody was the same, it'd be a boring-ass world. I'm sure people are going to have a lot of critical things to say about those photos. Yo, she's a man. But hey, that's my body, and I look the way I look. People are either going to accept me for who I am, or they're not. And I don't know what people think I'm hiding. I've heard, oh, she's not a female, she's a male. I've been told, oh, she's tucking stuff. They thought I was tucking. I mean, in the body issue, it's out there. Let me show that I embrace the flatness. Yeah, it's not just flat, lady. There's no nipple. I mean, men and women look different. But she says, I just want people to see somebody who embraces being naked. Okay. Embraces everything about them being different. So you want to be honest, right? And yet you're being dishonest. You want to embrace the reality, but you're not embracing reality. Maybe they actually brainwashed this young woman and told her, oh yeah, you were really a female. You were born a female, even though you don't have any female parts. But this is just something you're born because what? Because we said so. And maybe they brainwashed her and convinced her over the years that she believes she's a female. I don't know. Either that, these guys are really good liars, and I think maybe they're just really good liars because they're running around pretending to be the most famous and talented people, holding up their Grammys, knowing full well that it's a big fraud. Like I said the other day, I thought that once they come out with that show Idol, where they have this talent show on Idol, and I thought, well, now it's going to be fair. I saw several people go through that talent show and win, and they were pretty good singers and stuff. So I thought, well, it must be fair because they voted them. But it turns out it's all a big HOAX. These are people that go and learn for years to be very talented, and then they present them. So it's like it's all choreographed and orchestrated. And they bring you down into the spotlight and put you on the stage, and they're like, okay, you're a member of the family now. Oh, it's a spicy meatball. Oh, just sit down here and eat your pizza. And they just happen to win every time. So it's just an illusion. They know they're doing it. They're pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. And I don't know, maybe it's making them very sad and depressed because people like Robin Williams goes off and supposedly, is no longer with us. So perhaps it is debilitating, to say the least. But, and then I think people like Einstein, they promote him as the most intelligent, smartest person that ever lived. And I really believe it's a big HOAX. I mean, how do we know how smart the guy is? What if he knows how to do physics, right? Does he know how to build a house? Is he a theologian? Does he know astronomy? Is he really smart at all? Because his theories probably aren't even true. We might find out down the road that everything he said was bullshit. But I digress. So she says, being 6'8", she's 6'8". She, whatever. Yeah, a woman could be 6'8", but would a woman not have any whatsoever parts of a woman and have hands the size of a man's? And listen to what she says. I definitely get stares. I think my feet are bigger than Kareem's. Really? A size 17 men's. Why is she wearing a size 17 men's shoe? Are things adding up to you guys? They're not adding up for me. My hands are even bigger than LeBron's. I could palm a basketball since I was a freshman in high school. For me, it's a very tall world, just walking around. It's kind of like being on display at a museum, like being on display 24/7. So, I don't know. I think we're being hoaxed, guys. That's what I think. All right, well, there's one of the pictures. Yeah. So they don't really show the front side, but I think there are some shots where they do. We saw one at the beginning of this video, and there's just nothing there. Anyway, guys, I'm probably just going to leave it there. Get this uploaded. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. May the Lord bless you.